You do. Welcome.
Oh, welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Meghann, the Skeptical One.
I'm Erin, the Believer.
And we have special guests tonight.
We do. One of them just showed their drink up on screen. So
cheers to that.
Let's go ahead and cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Just water.
Oh,
bummer.
Womp, womp, womp. That's okay. We won't judge you too harshly for that.
Well, we have our special guests, Clayton and Jacob, here tonight. They are from Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Oh my goodness. It was so much fun. We got to go. They invited us, which was so gracious, to go on a 2-hour tour.
Yes, we sang the 2-hour tour song last week,
Yeah.
so we won't do it again.
We'll spare you all. And just to let you all know, Jacob, you mentioned that you listened to us earlier, but just for Clayton, in case you don't know, we are a comedy paranormal podcast. So we're going to go ahead and apologize in advance because our listeners will tell you we're professional, if nothing else.
Oh, yeah.
That's right up Clayton's
Oh, wonderful.
No, absolutely not.
So feel free, to just relax, and we're just here to have a good time and find out more about Waverly Hills.
Yeah, I mean, this is so exciting because we grew up hearing about Waverly Hills, and I went to the haunted house in high school.
Same.
I also tried to go to the haunted house in college, and it was with me and Chelsea. We were like, we'll be brave, we'll be fine. We were in line for a long time and got too scared to go in. So I called my boyfriend at the time and I was like, you got to come up here. And he's like, there is no way in hell I am going to go to Waverly Hills. You're nuts. I'm not going to pay for that. Are you kidding me?
Right.
It's too scary. I'm like, you're a wimp. He's like, I know. So we chickened out. Well, he chickened out. And so we had to chicken out because we were too scared to go by ourselves. So maybe we all chickened out, but it's like a legend. I mean, we're used to hearing about it in excitement because we're from here, but it's like worldwide now.
Oh, yeah. And that's what my first question was, because being the skeptical one, I mean, it's in the title. So that's me. I'm the skeptical one. My question is, you guys are like, your world. I mean, everybody talks about Waverly Hills. Like, if you're into the paranormal world at all, you know Waverly Hills. So why do you think it is such an attraction?
Well, I mean, I think it's a huge attraction because, I mean, once you get there, the building itself, I mean, you're driving through this windy road through the woods, and as soon as you crest the woods, you're just hit in the face with this huge building that has all these solariums and great architecture and gargoyles. And once you're inside that building, it's the feeling. It's almost like electricity.
Yeah,
it just lights you up. It's great.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the building's 187,000 square foot. So once you pull up to it and you're out there and you're like a little ant.
Yeah.
There. And the feeling that just overcomes your body when you're there, it's just, it's outstanding.
Yeah, it's definitely grandiose. I will say that. That's like the feeling you get. And we brought our oldest of our bunch, so both of our 12 and 13-year-old with us. And that was the most exciting part for me, like just driving up. I was like, wait until you all see this building. It is just wild, the presence of this building.
Yeah. What on earth made you guys want to work there? That sounds so scary.
Well, for me, it was probably about 12 years ago. I saw an ad on Facebook for some of the fall festivities that they have going on up there. And they were looking for actors, and I was like, well, this is a good way to make some extra Christmas money, so I'll give it a shot. And I was just like her. I was skeptical when I first started going up there.
Ooh, that was going to be a question of mine.
Okay, Clayton.
Yeah, I was skeptical when I first started going up there, and as soon as I started working there, I mean, I just fell in love with the place. I've been going back ever since.
Man, that's cool.
We're going to talk more about that in a minute, Clayton. What about you, Jacob?
So I grew up about a mile down the street from Waverly Hills, and I remember my neighbor who I used to hang out with as a kid. He'd always tell me, "Hey, do you know about that haunted place over there? We could see the bell tower from our house." And I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "You could. I heard there's a girl up there with no eyes, so you can see through the windows."
Oh.
And so, me being an 8-year-old kid at the time, I said, "Well, I gotta go check this out."
Did you sneak in, Jacob?
Well, yeah. Don't tell
We
anybody.
won't tell anybody. That's amazing. And we're going to tell everybody, but wow.
So we would go up there as kids all the time, and like you, I didn't believe in any of that stuff at all.
Okay.
But once I started going up there, and having all those experiences, I just fell in love with the place.
Wow, lots of experiences happening here.
Well, that definitely sounds like you were both skeptical at one time, but not anymore.
Right.
No, it's once you start spending some time in the building, and as a skeptical person, as I'm sure she knows, when you go into a place and something happens, you're always looking for what could have caused that, or that could have been wind, or that could have been somebody over here, that could have been a cat. Let's go investigate it. The times where you're there and something like that happens and you can't explain it, that's what turned me into a believer.
Wow.
Which is very often. Very often.
Really? Okay. Well, all right. Well, we're skipping ahead a couple of questions, but tell us, if you don't mind, each one of you, what is the scariest or most, okay, maybe not scariest, but like the most.
I want scariest. But
Aaron wants scariest. I want scariest too, but like you said, and it was perfect way you described it. You can't deny it. You're trying to go, your mind, because you're exactly right.
Undeniable.
Yeah, the most undeniable, this has to be something paranormal. Can you all tell us like a personal experience you've had?
Yeah, for me, when I started going up there, it takes a while. You kind of got to start with the parking lot and kind of work your way into where you're comfortable with the building. And then I started what they called it caboosing, or tour assistant, where you're in the back of the group while they're giving the 2-hour tour. And, you're making sure that people don't veer off into rooms. And as soon as you come out of, the different rooms, you're making sure that everybody got out and then you're catching back up with the group. So my scariest, and I say scariest because I was petrified, because we were on the 4th floor and we had just went into the operating room. And if you're ever taking a tour there, as soon as you go into the operating room, you stand in there for a little bit, you get a couple minutes to take pictures and look around, and then everybody gets out. So it's the tour assistant's job to go in there and make sure that everybody's cleared out of the room. So when I came out of the operating room, I came into the hallway, and there's a turn to go down the main hallway. And as soon as I got to that turn, because everybody else had went on, there was a shadow that came out of one of the rooms, and it came straight across the floor. I mean, it wasn't even like a full body; it was just the shadow came straight across the floor. And it stopped. It stopped right in front of me and cut me off from the group.
Oh my gosh!
And it stayed there for, I would guess, probably 15 to 20 seconds, and then it went over and it went into the wall. It didn't go up the wall; it went into the base of the wall, and then I took off running to get to the rest of the group.
Oh man!
I was petrified. Yeah.
Wow. So when you say shadow, like
here we go. Here comes
yeah,
the skeptic.
yeah, okay, sorry. But when you say shadow, like and it stopped you in your tracks, like it didn't physically, like you could have kept going, but the fear of like it, I feel it, like it's
a presence.
It's a presence right there. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's exactly how it felt. And me being the skeptic, I kind of stood there and I was looking at the shadow moving, and it was moving so irregularly. And then when it stopped right in front of me, I mean, there's nothing in that building. There's open doors and stuff like that, open windows, but in that portion of the hallway, there's absolutely nothing. And I was sitting there looking around for what might be causing this, and it was nothing. The movement was so irregular. Like I said, it was crazy. And then it's a shadow, so if it goes into the wall, it's going to go up the wall. If it's something causing a shadow, and this went literally into the base of the wall and disappeared.
Okay, I know that this species can't do that.
What species? What are you about to say?
But Clayton said there's nothing in there. But in that operating room, there was a bat. And let me tell you, that was by far one of my favorite parts of the tour, because first of all, I'm a big nature person. I love all animals and nature. But there was just a quick little story. There was this one kid on this tour, a grown teenage kid, but he was so funny because he was Mr. Brave. He was like volunteering to do everything. And then we hit that room with that bat in that room. And this kid was so cute because he ducked down and was like,
he was tall too. He was 6'2", and he was down. Like
he was terrified
by my knees,
terrified of this bat. And I was thinking, so, okay, you're like, come on, demons, come on, spirits, but no bats, absolutely no bats. That's where he draws the line. But that does sound terrifying, Clayton, because I mean, a bat cannot go into a wall like that.
Well, that's really brave of you to admit that.
At least none of the bats I've seen. Yeah. She doesn't often get me to admit things, but I don't know you that well, Clayton. So I'm just going to say, wow, that is so creepy.
All right, Jacob, you scare us now. What's your weirdest, wildest story?
So probably the most scary. Back in 2007, me and my friend Justin, we would ride our skateboards down the road, and we'd going through the woods. And at the time, the end of the body chute wasn't, closed up like it is today, so we could just walk right in it. We set up about halfway up the chute, and we would spend multiple nights going there. Some nights nothing would happen. Other nights we would hear like little rocks get thrown down at us, or we'd have a freshly charged camera, and it would be dead automatically. But one night we're sitting there, and we're halfway up the tunnel, and we hear what sounds like a woman scream at the top of her lungs.
Oh, wow.
My gosh.
So he looks at me and he says, "Dude, I got a bad feeling about that. Let's get out of here."
Ooh.
I said, "No, we just got here. This is what we came here for."
Yeah.
That's possibly somebody from Dixie Highway anyways,
I like your skepticism.
Right. So he was like, "Okay, we'll stay here 10 more minutes." I said, "All right, cool." So we're sitting there. We hear this woman scream again, and it is the most blood-curdling scream you can think of.
Oh, my gosh.
It's terrible. But this time it's a lot closer to the chute, where it sounds like it's inside the chute with us now.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
No.
So we look at each other. We get up. We don't have to say anything to each other. And we start walking. And as we're walking, now...
But towards the screaming?
Well, we have to, or else we get, a security guard and get in trouble and all that.
I think I'd get in trouble.
We had to walk out that way. And, now that scream is just right in our face.
Oh,
but
my
there's
gosh.
nothing there. And now it's constant. So we start running. And we're running. We make it out of the body chute. Now we're in the woods, which there's a lot of woods back there. So over the years and all the ice storms and all that stuff, a lot of the trees, parts of trees have fallen over. So just walking through there in the daytime is kind of a challenge, But we're running through it in the darkness.
Wow.
With a scream on us. And I jump over the gate. He jumps over the gate. And when we're off the property, it's done.
Oh, my gosh. So you never saw anything, but it followed you.
It followed us.
Through those woods.
Right there on the whole time.
Meghann, that is so scary.
Jacob, how old were you?
I want to say I was probably like 15.
Oh, 15. That's pretty old.
15 is pretty old. That is so creepy. Now, I have known bats to scream, though.
Oh, my gosh. It's always a bat. From here on, usually it's a squatter, but at Waverly, they're all bats.
Well, okay. And also, I don't want to point this out, but Jacob was kind of squatter, and he was already kind of a squatter.
Oh, yeah, Jacob was kind of.
But now we know that Waverly Hills is like pretty much it's locked down. We know that doesn't happen anymore. So,
Right.
So,
and speaking of the body chute, just last Saturday night, during the overnight, I actually had a good-sized rock thrown right at me. And
Oh my
What?
gosh.
That was what guests were there, and a few tour guides there. I got to witness that too. So
Oh my gosh.
from like down below. So you all are like,
I
or
don't know what direction it came in.
Were you down low? Where were you in the?
I was probably not. I was close, about halfway.
wow.
Well, maybe not that close, but I was down there probably about 5 or 6 flights of stairs.
Oh, that's wild.
My gosh. I was really shocked that we got to walk down any part of the body chute. I thought that was like completely off limits. We kept joking. Meghann was like, I'm going down whether they let me or not.
I would never, Clayton and Jacob.
She totally.
Also, I'm going to admit, like, my version of the body chute was definitely not as compassionate as that body chute was. I was thinking it was just going to be like an opening in the wall that you just put them down in, and there you go, goodbye.
Yeah,
I
like
know.
a laundry chute, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was picturing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know that I can't be the only one that ever thought that. But so when we started going down that body chute, I'm like, oh, at the end of this is like that seems weird to put it all the way down at the end. And then I realized, oh no. Okay, now I get it.
I kept thinking that the whole time about how it seemed like a really compassionate place, which normally
Yeah,
when
definitely.
you hear about those, like old, hospitals and old, you
Mhm.
hear about these horrible conditions, but
Mhm.
they seemed like they really did care.
Well, it did seem like that when they talked about, and we're not going to give too much away because here's the thing: you all need to go on this tour. I mean,
Also, if you all just have 2 extra overnights, we'll do that for
Anytime.
research. We'll always do that.
and our running joke, I don't even think we mentioned it in the last episode, but we got there and whoever greeted us was super kind. Everybody was so nice and gracious.
Yeah.
But when we got there, we were just dying laughing because again, we're comedy, right? So this was just perfect. the first person we see says, "Oh, are you all with the Twisted Sister podcast?"
They just said, "Are you the Twisted Sisters?
Are you the Twisted Sisters?" And I was like,
it's a band from the 80s.
Yeah, we're like picturing 80s hair band. And we died laughing. We thought that was great. And then
everywhere
we
went, they're like, "Oh, you're the Twisted Sisters." We're like, "No."
I thought they've got to think that is so weird that the Twisted Sister podcast wants to come on a Waverly Hills tour. So, but anyway, so just to get that straight, we would like an overnight tour. Whoever the Twisted Sister podcast is, don't give it to them.
Yeah, no, we're loyalists. You stay with us.
No, we're kidding. We'll be
of course we're
satisfied.
We're very appreciative of the 2-hour tour.
Yes.
I've always wanted to do it, so it was really, really fun.
Absolutely.
It is a bit of a tease, though. We'll leave you with a tease. You definitely want to come back.
Oh yeah, it really did. Yeah, it really did. I mean, and because I'm skeptical, and even though I would get like a creepy vibe here and there, I would just kind of, that's my brain doing what my brain does, and da da da. But then I thought, I really would like to be here. Well, can I ask, how does the overnight tour work? Because I now know what the 2-hour tour is. It's very guided. It's which I did enjoy because I really love the history side of it. But what does an overnight tour look like?
Well, it depends on if you get a public or a private. So
okay.
If you do a public, there's going to be probably about 50 people somewhere in between that area, and it's going to be 6 hours. Wow. We're going to give you the option of if you want to do a walkthrough with one of the guides.
Mm-hmm.
He can show you some hot spots, give you a little history along the way. And then there's going to be another option too if you want to go to the gift shop, stick around with me, and then I'll take you through there and do the same thing. Or if you've been here multiple times and you're just ready to get in, get going, you're free to go.
Whoa.
That's for the public. If you want to do a private overnight, that's when you have around up to 10 people. You pay, somewhere around $100 a piece, as long as you get that $1,000, and then anybody after that is an extra $100. Then you're there for 8 hours. You can
8 hours
have us take you through the building, give you the hot spots again, or if you just want to jump right in, you're good to go.
Can you bring like your own equipment, like ghost hunting equipment?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Of course.
Ooh.
I don't have any, so I don't know why I asked, but it's really, really cool. Man, that is so cool.
Yeah. You would just see us with our mics.
Public overnights, I'll bring out some equipment as well, and we'll me and another tour guide we'll do our own little thing at certain times during the night.
Does anybody ever fall asleep on the overnight tour? That's so
good
late.
Question.
Sometimes there are older folks or people who just really aren't too into it, and maybe they're for their friend or significant other.
Yeah.
Who may be, snoozing sometimes, but not often, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't really see that much.
It's like the scariest lock-in ever.
Oh my gosh. Oh, can you imagine like if a church didn't know what they were doing?
Yeah, they're like, well, just
come on, kids.
Waverly Hills, everybody. Let's go here.
Oh, demons.
Do you all have so you talked about like your scariest moment. Do you have like a favorite place in Waverly Hills that either you just really like to see people's reactions to, or you feel like you get a little bit more paranormal activity there, or what is your favorite part to be in?
For me, I like the first floor the best, more specifically the lobby, the main lobby of the hospital. I've spent a lot of hours in that room, whether it be from some of the fall festivities in the past or on overnights, but I'm always drawn to that room. I love doing investigations in that room.
Really? Why?
I've always gotten more activity in that area myself than anywhere else. Just between there and the fourth floor operating room, those are my two biggest hotspots. But for me, I think it's because I've spent so much time in that area in the past that the spirits there are just a little more comfortable with me, and they're a little more active.
Yeah, that lobby, is that like where you first walk in, the only lit place in the whole tour, or am I thinking of a different spot? So where's the lobby?
It's on the front side of the building, so in that big solarium, big parking lot where you park, it's around the corner. It's the main entrance to the hospital.
Oh, okay. And then
it's on the first floor. When y'all first came in through the tour, the lighted up section you're talking about, that was on the second floor in the cafeteria.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, then there goes my theory. I had this beautiful, even though I'm a skeptic. I do love a good ghost story, you all, by the way. Like I loved going. So I would say, even if you're listening to this and you're more of the skeptical, first of all, the history alone, the building alone is just incredible to go to. So even though I'm not like one that is very sensitive to paranormal activity, I still got so much out of it. So, but I was thinking, I wonder if it's the cafeteria, like there's residual energy. Look at me. I've learned so much from her. Residual energy of like, meeting family members in the lobby or things like that, you know, that kind of, or like, you know, like really strong emotions kind of setting, you know, going through. So I'd imagine, phew, that hospital.
Yeah, as they first start their day off there, they're all walking through that door, you know, no telling what's going through their mind.
Right. Yeah, that's wild. And then also the, when it was the tuberculosis hospital is when I kind of picked up on the most compassion. Like, I mean, I felt like it was definitely geared towards healing or at least making their last days as comfortable as possible. But then it went into a sanatorium, right? Like it went into a...
Well, it was, no, Waverly Hills Sanatorium was the tuberculosis, but then it went into like a old...
We can let them... You all can tell us. Yeah, you all can tell us. You guys are the experts. Look at us. We're like, remember that one thing they said?
That place didn't sound as happy and... Excuse me, as happy and kind.
It was the complete exact opposite of Waverly Hills.
Really?
Waverly Hills was good. You know, was trying everything they could. Woodhaven, on the other hand, they didn't have all the staff. And, you know, they ended up finding the patients there completely malnourished. And
it's horrible.
Their doors covered in their own feces.
Oh, it's awful.
Like that.
Wow, that's awful.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a favorite part, honestly, in Waverly because each, you know, part of Waverly is just so unique and I love it all. And I experience things in every part of that building. Everybody always asks, you know, what's the most haunted spot in Waverly? You just got to be at the right place at the right time. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But like Clayton said, the lobby area on the first floor, that's, you know, definitely one of my favorites.
I'm still my favorite.
I understand why, but one night I was walking through the first floor by myself, no flashlight or anything like that. I'm coming down the hallway. I had my hands full of equipment, and I just started hearing a knock on the wall, and it was following me all the way down the hallway. And all the rooms there were locked at the time, and it went from the side of the wall, and it went up to the ceiling, and it was knocking over my head as I was walking.
Oh,
my gosh. So how much time do you spend just alone in that building? Because you work there.
Well,
I'd be
for
too
example,
scared.
me and Clayton was in the lobby last year during Halloween tours for like, 9 hours straight.
Oh, wow.
Gosh.
A lot.
Yeah.
Did anything happen then with the two of you there?
You know, it's funny you asked that because I was going back and forth on what story I was going to tell.
Oh, give it to us all, Clayton. Come on.
I was working the lobby, so when people came down, I was given the history of the lobby and a couple stories. So if you're standing in the lobby looking at the stairwell where people come down, off to the left-hand side is the old nurses' wing, and it was completely locked up, and all the old haunted house props were behind those doors. And that's why nobody went back there, is because there was so much stuff back there, but it's all locked up. I couldn't even get into it. I don't know the codes, only the maintenance guys do. So Jacob comes over, and I'm waiting between groups, and he comes up, and I keep looking over my shoulder, and I'm seeing this green light coming from one of the old record rooms. When you go back in, there's kind of like a vault there. And I'm thinking to myself, there's cars, it's a parking lot on that side, there's cars, when, you know, those lights are coming through. And I didn't think anything else of it. So the next group came down, and I did my whole spiel of the history and the stories. And they leave, and I go back to the stairwell again, and I look over, and the green light is still there. So I'll walk over, and one of the doors that goes into the nurses' wing had bars on it where you can kind of see through. So I'll walk in there, and I'm looking at the window, and I can see the lights coming from in between those bars. And I look in there, and something had turned on some of the electrical props and lights to the old haunted house. It hadn't ran, and I couldn't tell you how long.
Oh, wow.
A couple of years at least, right, Jacob?
Yeah.
And the animatronics were moving. So as soon as I looked at the bars, there's like this old lady in a rocking chair just rocking.
Oh my gosh! No, thank you.
So I had to call the security guy, and he had to go back there and turn out everything. But we couldn't figure out what had turned on any of that stuff. It was insane. And to tell you that I wanted to leave is an understatement.
Oh man, I bet it was one of those old Woodhaven patients who was like, "Hey, pretty lady, check out that hottie in the chair."
Or, and I'm just throwing this out there because it's my job. Do you have a prankster on your staff?
They were behind codes.
Yeah, they were behind doors.
One of your maintenance guys who has a code of prankster. I'm just saying.
Isn't it infuriating? It's like anytime you're like, no, it couldn't have happened. She's like, but it could have. And she's wrong.
You gotta ask yourself that, right? But,
yeah. Thank you, Clayton.
For me, I was constantly in that room. I had not left, so there's no way he could have gotten through those doors and done that without me seeing it.
How skinny is he? I'm just kidding. I really am just kidding. That is a wild story. That is wild. So Halloween.
Yeah, what are y'all doing in this fall?
Right around the corner.
Any big fall events? I didn't mean to talk over you, Meghann.
We do have events planned, but you will just have to check out our social media pages and just follow along with those to see what gets posted.
Okay, so we're old, Jacob. You're like a young pup. Both of you are. When you say our social media, you got to tell us exactly what you're talking about here.
Like Facebook?
Yeah, you go to our Facebook. You can go to our Instagram. You go to TikTok. We have it all.
Do we just Google Waverly Hills?
You can Google therealwaverlyhills.com.
Oh, okay. All
the
right.
real, not these jokesters out there. Right. The real one. Okay, and then if we go to your TikTok, are we going to see you two doing any TikTok dances?
Well, we might have to get together and make one of those just for you guys.
Oh,
please,
please
do.
Oh, that's so funny.
We'll do a TikTok trend.
Oh my gosh, I will teach you the renegade for an overnight.
Oh, you're so dumb. That's hilarious.
And so if somebody wanted to book an overnight or a 2-hour tour or just book something from you all, a private tour, where would they go to your social media, or do you have like a website?
Like Clayton said, you just go to the realwaverlyhills.com.
Oh, okay.
And then you go to reservations, check on that, and you see what's available at the time. It is Waverly Hills, so a lot of it gets booked up pretty quickly. Normally they post things at the beginning of the year, but I know now they have opened it a little bit longer. Normally we would take a break, and now I think we're only taking a break for 2 months this year. So.
Oh yeah, man, that is so exciting. That is really fun. I mean,
all right, guys. So this is, we could just end it here, but we are going to put ourselves out there on a limb a little bit and invite you all, if you're willing, to stick around for a listener story. So if you all would like to, and we can all just kind of chime in.
Yeah.
Aaron likes to always get me on these. So
3 believers against 1.
Okay, 3 believers, but here's my thing. I think Clayton's kind of on my side. I feel like
I'm not anymore.
Oh, damn!
He believes in every ghost.
I pissed off Clayton.
No, 12 years ago, maybe.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to ask, though, fellas. You can put on your skeptical hat and your believer hat, and, because who knows? We don't really know who this person is. They could totally be lying to us.
I did actually have a question about that. Has there ever been a time, and this is inspired by the fact that we brought our 2 teenagers who saw 30 ghosts. I'm telling you, they saw every ghost possible.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, like I'm a believer in everything, but I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know if you saw that ghost. Are there times where you're like, oh, sure. Are there any time you are skeptic in there? Like, no, wasn't it?
Countless times.
Countless times.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that makes me.
That's your job. I mean, you have to analyze what you're seeing or what you're hearing to make sure that it's actually something that you can't explain.
Okay. All right.
I love that answer.
Paint chipping off the wall.
Right.
All right. Well, good. That means you can totally listen to the story with a skeptic side if you want, but you don't have to.
You could be a skeptical believer. We have a lot of people that are like, yeah, I'm a believer, but I'm also very skeptical because the brain does a lot of stuff. It fills in the gaps for sure.
That's right. Okay. This says, it's from Reddit. Somebody wrote in from our Reddit post about ghost stories. So I don't know their name. I was working for a caregiving agency and had an overnight with a hospice patient. I was sleeping on the couch, but kept waking up because her bed alarm was going off nonstop. She wasn't getting out of bed or even moving much, so I don't know what was triggering it. Then the motion light sensor that's in the entryway kept coming on over and over to the point where I had to unscrew the light bulb. She passed away about 1 week later. She was very old and once had a big family she helped bring over from Germany. I think she had a lot of visitors coming into the house and sitting on her bed to comfort and guide her into the other side. What do you think about that?
Well, let's ask them. What do they think?
Okay, what do you all think about that?
That doesn't sound too far-fetched, Sounds somewhat like, hey, I can maybe believe some of this, yeah.
Like paranormal far-fetched, do you think? Because she's going to say faulty equipment, but that's several faulty equipment.
Aaron Taylor, let me have my own voice. Go ahead, Clayton.
Okay.
Well, I mean, she's not wrong. It could be faulty equipment, but I mean, you're also right too. I mean, the believer portion of you would love to really believe that. I mean, that's her family coming to
guide her. Yeah, to guide her.
Right.
Yeah. It's a lovely thought. I mean, that's a lot of these stories will get sentimental that we'll get in, and I typically don't touch the sentimental ones. Aaron thinks that a lot of times I do that as a cop out, which, okay, sometimes I do. But but typically it's because it's such a beautiful story about someone passing or coming back to visit that I always throw in there, like, who am I? I'm just this silly person who has a podcast and I'm skeptical, So I don't want to ever put anybody doubt that experience actually happened for that person, because I definitely respect other people's experiences that they have, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I think that's really neat. I feel like if one thing kept going over and over again, I would say, oh yeah, the alarm isn't working on this bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the fact that it was both, and it was almost like they were coming in and staying for a bit.
That would have to be a pretty big coincidence.
Very big coincidence.
Yeah.
It would be, but they do happen, Jacob.
That's so funny.
Well, you guys, this has been so much fun. Thank you all for hanging around a little bit. Hey, give us a listen.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to tell everybody to listen to your all's episode. So you all just tell everybody to go back and listen to all 200 and something of our episodes.
200. We're not even to 100.
Oh, okay. Let me say that line again. And you have everybody go back and listen to all 100 episodes of ours.
I know. I'd love to get you guys like little stickers of my skeptical podcast, and you can just put those at the register at your place. We're like your official podcast buddies.
Yeah, I like they're both shaking their head like we're not agreeing to that.
We don't
That's
get
not
to say.
We're not PR. We're tour guides. Yeah, that's okay.
We're not decision makers.
It's okay. We know people.
Fine, just put the stickers on your car. It's fine.
It's hilarious. No, we really appreciate you all, and this has been so much fun.
We're gonna save up our money because I want to go on that overnight tour so bad now.
Absolutely, and we're gonna request you guys.
Oh yeah, can we do that?
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be really cool. Yeah, this was so much fun. I was really, really nervous, and I don't know why, because it was great.
Yes, you all were lovely to talk to.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Hopefully we'll talk to you in the overnight at some point.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll say from Twisted Sisters, goodbye.
Twisted Sisters.
Well, we are back from our interview with Jacob and Clayton, and it was so much fun.
It was so fun. I was a little verklempt, I'm not going to lie.
I was so nervous because this is our own little bubble of, last week.
Messiness.
You burped in my face so bad my eyes watered. Like, I am still in pajamas it is 10 o'clock at night on a Monday because I had a sick kid. So I stayed home all day. I'm still in pajamas.
You did put a bra on.
I did put a bra on because, I'm a professional, but I'm like, we don't get dressed up. Like, we don't have to act professional.
No, right. And they sent us professional, almost like an itinerary.
I mean, like a spreadsheet of here's the history of Waverly. Here are blurbs about the people you're going to talk to.
Which was lovely.
Professional.
Yeah, very. And then here we are.
Yeah, it was very impressive. It's like, if we were actually going to make this like a company, maybe we should, or like a real job, we should hire somebody.
Yeah, I know.
Like
Tristan. Yeah.
We can't afford her.
No, we can't afford it. The lovely Tristan who set all this up, which
Yes.
is amazing. Did you ever find out how Tristan found out about us?
Well, I had sent an email.
Oh, look
Like-
at you go, girl.
Like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like, thanks, but we're real busy.
Okay.
They're like, maybe check back in the winter.
Yeah, I can imagine they get super busy.
Yeah, I don't know if that's how she found out about us or not, if it's because of that email, because she didn't reference it at all.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Interesting. Well,
but I also don't want to ask because she's probably like, yeah, you emailed me, you dummy. Except she wouldn't. She was so nice.
She was so nice, but she would think it. I mean,
yeah, she'd be like, okay, sure.
Yeah, you're that famous. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, going back into that night that we got to go on the tour, and by the way, she referenced we might be getting an overnight.
I know.
We played that real chill. We both got so excited.
Did not play it chill at all. It'd be so cool.
But anyway, going back to our 2-hour tour, it was so much fun.
It really was.
I just keep thinking about personally how much fun it was to go with Blake and Sophie. I'm just like, those are memories that they will have forever. Yeah. And I also know Blake will always have these memories because he won't stop talking about it. In fact, I kind of can't believe I let them go without asking the one question I really had to ask them, which was, how do you become a tour guide? Because Blake, that's all he wants to know is how can I get in? How can I do this for my career?
He would be the perfect Waverly Hills tour person.
Gosh, he would never let a ghost say a word.
Oh, he'll be so good at it.
He would be
so cute.
He's so excited. He loves it. He's researched it. He keeps looking into how to be a tour guide. I keep finding it on my search engine, which 12-year-old boy, that's what you want to find in your search engine.
Absolutely.
You don't want to find anything else. But how do I become a tour guide at Waverly Hills? Yes, that's a great thing to search up.
That is so cute. I think my favorite part of the whole night was, first of all, he did talk our poor little tour guide's ear off.
He sure did. Yeah.
And she was so sweet. She just answered every question.
Every question. Yeah. And I kept thinking, she doesn't know we're on a free tour. So all she's
like, I'll just be nice to all the customers.
This is my job. He paid a lot of money to do this. So here we go.
Yeah. No, she was amazing. Well, we're walking down this set of stairs and she said to him, "Are you afraid of the dark?" And he said, "No." And she pushed him out into the hallway and closed the door behind him. Yeah. And so we're all standing there on the stairway side of the door. And he is like peeking in the window, like, no, guys. Hello, can you see me? And it was great. She talked for a long time with him on that other side of the door. Like, this spot is particularly scary, and went into detail. I won't, because I won't tell you everything. I want you all to go on the tour. But it was like, this scared a bunch of teenage boys here once. Let's see what happens here. And he was like, I saw 14 ghosts.
Oh, he saw them all.
Yeah. They're coming at me. It was happening for him.
Yeah. Yes. In Blake's perception, that paranormal activity was hot right there. For sure. Yeah. I've got like a picture of him, and it is quite a funny, we'll have to post it. It's hilarious because if you don't look up close in that little window, you don't see anything. Yeah. But if you zoom in, almost like a ghostly, you see Blake's face, like super scared.
Yeah, we will post. I teased the ghost picture, but we'll post that picture and our gargoyle picture. We'll post all of our pictures that we took while we were there.
Yeah, and I don't know about all of them.
When this one comes out.
I have so many pictures.
Oh no, but like all the good ones.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
I don't know. This person's not in our Facebook group yet. But somebody, I think it was on the 2 Girls, 1 Ghost podcast page, went to Waverly, I swear, the night after we went.
Oh, weird.
And posted a very scary picture. I know you will say that it was like, oh, it was edited. I don't know that person. But I'm telling you, if it wasn't edited, it's a real ghost picture. I can't tell you for sure that it wasn't. I'm going to try to find it.
Okay, let me take a look at this.
Okay, and then look at what it says there. I guess I need to tell her I'm reading this.
Toured the Waverly Hills Sanatorium last night. This is one of the pics. We were on the 4th floor where the kids were housed. No one standing close by. Thoughts/explanations. Okay, so this is one of the better pictures I have seen. I will give you that.
Okay. Oh, now I've got to ask her if we can post it.
Now, I will say it does look like it's been overexposed, and I know that it's on a phone, so you're like, well, how can that be? But my phone did this weird thing when it was in the dark, where I had to pick its exposure,
Yeah.
and it would take forever to take the picture. So if I even moved it, like I have a weird picture at first, I was like, oh, I think I caught a ghost.
Oh.
And then I realized it was you. But because my camera like did this weird thing, it made it blurry, like you were there, like you were once there and then you weren't there.
Okay.
Which makes me think this might have been something like that. But there are a lot of weird shadows here. Now, okay, these people back here, that's not what they're saying are real.
No, I don't think so.
I
mean, I think
they're not saying, but look how creepy they look.
Oh, they do look really
They look like little kids standing.
Yeah, that's really
Is that
creepy.
what they're saying?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
I'm gonna have to reach out.
Okay, yeah, reach out. But I'm thinking that like shadow figure right there. But if you zoom in, there's like looking like shadow legs there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy. Like you can see a calf.
Yeah.
Here. I mean, I will say that is one of the better pictures I've seen. I wonder if they've given it to a tour guide.
Yeah, I don't know.
I definitely think it's still overexposure, but super cool photo.
I mean, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Very
You
cool.
never know.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna ask. Hey, I know I'm.
Yeah, please do, because
this isn't for us at all. This is a different podcast, but
oh, that's funny. We'd like to use it on ours as well. We are not prideful people.
No.
Like, ooh, we'll take that.
We'll ask first.
Oh, we'll definitely ask, but we're gonna ask.
That's right. We mentioned the body shoot and how we got to go down it when we were doing the interview. You really just get to walk down the body shoot.
So I thought one of the most interesting things is when you turn around and go back up the body chute.
Yeah.
Like how the force, I mean, it's gravity, so it's
Yeah.
not like anything, paranormal as far as that goes, but it really does feel strange how like you feel, you're just going at such a slope, but you don't even like notice at what degree you're going down until you turn. And it's like almost as soon as you turn, it like gravity hits you.
Yeah.
Right there. And then you're just trucking back up there. It was like that, just imagining what it would be like.
Right.
As a nurse, as a doctor, as an orderly, to have to go down that body chute and then back up.
I know. I really wish there were a couple pictures like when you first walked in of the old Waverly.
Yeah.
I would have loved to just see it completely.
Yeah. Intact.
Yeah. Because it seems like it was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh,
but also, why did they have creepy gargoyles on a place that shouldn't be creepy?
Well, I don't think the gargoyles were meant to be creepy. I think isn't the purpose of a gargoyle to keep bad demons out?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure, like, historically, people would put gargoyles on churches, on all sorts of things to, like, ward off evil spirits. I mean, I totally could have pulled that out of my ass. But it sounds pretty good.
Wow. Huh. That's interesting. Well,
I bet Stephanie would know. I'm like, who would know that fact? Stephanie would know that fact.
Yeah, Stephanie would know that. I was
Google
like,
would too, but
was
Stephanie
our tour guide's name Stephanie? No, I get the Stephanie.
No,
Stephanie.
Our one and only Stephanie for sure. I mean, maybe we have other fans named Stephanie, but you know who I'm talking about.
Right. I know we're fully talking about Waverly right now, but I forgot that I need to talk about this.
Okay, lay it on me.
Did you see that post that Chelsea posted the day after we recorded last week, like Friday morning, about the fuzzy man?
No.
I'm telling you, we solved
like
Meghann's
static.
story.
The static.
Yes.
No, tell me about it. I didn't see it. Did Chelsea post it on our page?
Yes, on our page.
Oh, missed it.
You've got to go back and look at it.
Okay.
Apparently, there's some story called like The Missing 411, and it's a documentary series all about people who go missing in state parks. But this person, I don't know who it was, made this documentary series, and basically they're like, and the air just looked weird. Like I couldn't quite figure out what I was looking at because it just looked like air, but kind of fuzzy.
Oh, weird.
And it was, I'm telling you, I watched it and thought, that is what Meghann saw.
Huh.
And it was the morning after we woke up. I looked at my phone and was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm watching this now.
That's so weird.
I went back and I sent a message to Meghann on Reddit. Yeah. Like, you need to join our Facebook page and you need to find this post. And she did.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I mean, I don't know if she's looked at the post yet, but I did see she's on our Facebook page.
Well, hey there, Meghann.
I know. It was crazy. It was just such weird timing.
So they go missing and people see them going missing?
No. One story was like a little boy went missing and his family search and search and search. And I want to say that they like finally were like, well, he's gone. So they like went back to mourn him like almost a year later or something. And their other son went missing.
What?
And then showed up like 3 days later.
What?
Just like by the lake. And they're like, what? Where were you? And they're like, oh, the fuzzy man was with me.
Ooh,
and they're like,
weird.
fuzzy, like hairy, like
Yeah.
Sasquatch. And he was like, no, like the air was fuzzy. And then they like do a reenactment.
What?
Meghann.
I'm going to have to watch it.
It was crazy.
That makes me think like a couple of different things. Like Bermuda Triangle type shit going on.
Right? Sure.
And then like, that's a fascinating, I could just watch documentary after documentary about that stuff. It's like, what happened? There's just no answer to it. And that is the strangest thing to me. But then also makes me think like The Predator.
Like the movie, The Predator?
Yes, because like when you talked about being in the forest and it's like kind of blurry or, like when you
never
can't.
Seen it.
Oh, Aaron, in my heart, that's horrible. Well, just so you know, the new one came out and it's actually really good.
Okay.
And you
is
and
it
Kevin.
Streaming?
Yeah, it's on Netflix, I think.
Hello, movie night.
Okay, it's good. I've already seen it, but I mean, I'll see it again.
Okay.
It is really good. And
am I going to be lost if I haven't seen the first ones?
No. Nope. It just picks up.
Okay, movie night done.
It actually, I think it might even be a prequel. Like it's like happens back before white people fuck shit up, and it was just it's just Native Americans roaming the land, and like the predator, it's just Native Americans and their encounter with the predator. Oh, and so it happens before the old school.
Then
predator.
I would say that's a prequel. Good Lord.
It's kind of like the definition.
Like, I think it might be a prequel.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I got lost in the show. I also watched it with Miles, which you know how much fun that is.
Oh my gosh.
And I know I'm a bad mom.
You're not a bad mom. You're just very lenient on what he watches.
It's fine.
It's just that your leniency makes me look like a dictator.
Well,
my kids are like, how come you don't let me watch that?
You wouldn't let Penelope watch Harry Potter.
That is not related. I won't let them watch Harry Potter because they have to read the books first.
I'm a dictator.
They don't read. Listen. Okay, put yourself.
No, and then here's the thing. My kid then judged me for letting him watch Harry Potter.
It's working.
He was like, Mom, I haven't even read the book yet. I'm like, dude, you can't read.
I tried to convince him. I was like, yeah, you're reading The Hatchet. Come on, you should read Harry Potter.
Yeah, he's listening to The Hatchet, by the way. And also, I don't know how long this kid's going to take to read. So we're just going to let him watch movies.
He is my kid after all. You put yourself in little Meghann shoes. Mm-hmm. And if Mom had said, there's this really cool book, I'll read it to you. But it's like magical and incredible. Or you can watch a 2-hour movie.
Oh, 2-hour movie every time.
Exactly. And see, here's the point. They'll never read the book if I give them that option.
Aaron, I turned out amazing.
You did, but you don't know anything about Harry Potter, and therefore
that makes you really mad.
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything.
The movies don't make sense if you haven't read the book.
Oh my gosh.
After the 4th movie.
Well, okay.
I didn't mean to get fired up.
I'll give it a go. I don't know.
You won't. Are you gonna give it a go?
No, read it? Hell no. But I'll watch the movies.
It doesn't sound like you would.
No, I'll watch all the movies.
I'm telling you, the movies are pointless if you haven't read the books.
Well, you just fill in the blanks.
I remember watching the 5th movie. This is not a Harry Potter podcast. I remember watching the 5th movie and thinking,
but it is a Twilight one, so go ahead.
The dream. I remember thinking, if I hadn't read these books, I would have no idea what was going on right now. They're very confusing. It's almost like they give you 30 seconds of a chapter, so you're like, oh yeah, I remember what happened here, and then you have to fill in the blanks.
Oh,
like they don't. You can watch up to the 4th movie, and then after that, good luck.
They think the books are boring.
They're just so long.
Oh, yeah.
We should move on.
Okay. You're getting now you're getting verklempt. Oh, that's funny. No, well, sorry I let my kid watch Harry Potter and that you will not let your kid watch Harry Potter.
I don't mind that you're letting him watch Harry Potter.
I don't even know how he got here. So I don't know how to get out of it.
It's because you let him watch The Predator.
Well, yeah.
And I won't let my kids watch even Harry Potter.
I mean, Dad let me watch The Predator when I feel like I was maybe a year older than Miles. He let me watch Jaws. He let me watch Predator. Jaws. I mean, I can remember watching all those when I was like Miles's age.
Yeah,
So I don't feel too bad about
I
it.
feel like Dad spent all of his quality time on you, and then I got none of it. He was like,
Yeah.
I've already watched those movies. I'm not going to do that.
No, I think he just knew I was not going to show fear.
I love scary stuff. And
Yeah,
I
but
feel
you
like I've
show
always
fear.
loved it.
No, you
Oh.
loved it. You just show a little too much of it. So I think he thought he was scarring you. Whereas I'm like, no, I can handle this, Dad. And even though inside I was petrified and terrified,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to show it to him because I wanted him to think that I could handle it.
Oh, all right. Well, you should have told me that.
Well, you know, I
blame you for any of my daddy issues.
I want. Ew, that sounds so gross. And very twisted. I blame my sister for my daddy. Yuck. You got some things you need to work out with a therapist, not
Okay.
on this podcast.
No. I'm kidding. I'm good. I don't feel like I've got any weird issues related to our father.
Just got deep for no good reason. Oh, too funny. Well, I think all of this is to say, go to Waverly Hills, you all.
Oh,
It's
for sure.
so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So who's our fan favorite this week?
I think you know, Tristan from Waverly Hills is our fan
and
favorite.
Clayton and Jacob.
And Clayton and Jacob, of course. All of the crew.
Absolutely.
All of the people who think we're Twisted Sister podcast. That was the funniest
That
thing.
should be our title.
I
Twisted
mean,
Sisters.
If we could just pay the scene for you. Aaron and I are kind of thinking we're a little bit of
Kind of cool.
a little bit of a big deal.
Kind of showing off
You
for
know,
our kids. I mean,
hey, Waverly Hills invited us to go. Come on, we'll take you to
whatever.
preteen kids who think that we are so dorky, but we're like, we'll show you. We're getting a 2-hour tour, and people know us.
Yeah.
We roll up the first people. Oh, you're with the Twisted Sister podcast?
I swear they didn't say podcast. They just kept saying, you're the Twisted Sisters.
You're the Twisted Sisters. Oh my God, we laughed so hard. Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah, and then every
single person.
Oh, and
Two
you could
people
tell
in the
they're
parking lot.
radioing. The
Yeah.
podcast is here, you know, and everybody just kept saying everywhere we stop.
Oh.
Oh, you're the Twisted Sisters. No, do we look like we're from an 80s hair band? We're
Oh.
not the Twisted Sisters.
Oh my gosh. That should be our title. And then our picture this week should be of the Twisted Sisters.
Absolutely. Yep. I don't know. What if we get sued? Who cares? It's the Twisted Sisters.
Maybe.
Surely they're not alive still.
They might be alive, but I don't think they care.
Okay, nah. They don't care.
They'll be like, this is our Kate Bush moment.
Yeah, they get to come back.
We're running up that hill.
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna bring it back.
That reference. I'm like, who the hell are you talking about? Got it.
All right.
That's
Well, okay. So for a fan favorite to support them, go to the Waverly tour. You know you want to do it.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And if you want to do an overnight with us, if that sounds like a fun thing, then you should,
reach out to us. We should start getting something going.
Yeah, if we could really plan that. I mean, it sounds like we're gonna have to do it for like 2023 if we want to plan a night like that. But
yeah,
it's
definitely
so fun. All right, so yeah, if you're interested in that at all, let us know now so that we can try to plan something for the future because really that would be so much fun.
Oh my gosh, we'd have a blast. I would prank all of you all so much that night.
At least it wouldn't be me.
Right.
Because you'd leave me alone, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much to the people at Waverly. We really did have a blast. We really want to do that overnight tour. If it's a possibility, we want to go. And, you know, it was awesome. So make sure if you're interested in anything Waverly, you go to therealwaverly.com and we'll put that in our show notes. And if you want to follow our website, you can get on our socials at Facebook, TikTok. It's been a while with TikTok. We might do something soon. It's early. We could do one tonight.
You never know.
We'll debunk something tonight. Let's do one.
You probably do know it won't be me. It's fun.
We'll
talk about Twilight.
Okay.
I'm sure they got a new movie coming out soon.
I wish. But no. Oh, we're also on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to our website at myskepticalsister.com where you can find out how to become a Patreon and join our movie nights or just get our extra content. You can find out about our P.O. box. You can find out about any live events. Maybe we'll have a fun Waverly night to talk about soon.
Maybe.
And you can write your stories in there, or you can write your stories in at myskepticalsister@gmail.com.
And Becky, check your Instagram message because I'm just saying you might be a fan favorite, but you can get on that, girl.
Yeah, come on, check it.
Check that. Just like
Check
Instagram. Check 1 2. Check that Instagram messenger. Your DM.
She slid into your DM.
That's right.
Hint.
Come on, Becky.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you next week.
Noches.
La 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 la.
You do yours. Welcome.
Oh. Welcome to My Skeptical Sister. I'm Erin. Nope, I messed it up already. I got nervous. I got an audience. Do we want to make it sound?
So now
okay, so we're going to pretend like we're signing off, but we're not going to sign off.
No, we're going to pretend. We're not going to do that. We're just going to pretend like we are asking them for the first time.
I know, but I'm afraid the thing is going to cut off. It said it was free for an hour.
Okay.
Like there was a message. I'm not just making that up.
Okay.
It said it's free for an hour.
Okay.
Oh, it ends in 10 minutes.
Good
told
call.
you.
Good
I told
call.
you. Okay.
Good call.
Okay, we got 10 minutes.
Somebody was going around up there, and I thought it was Twisted Sisters too. So somebody got that going.
Uh-oh, you lost your network connection.
There they are.
Oh, good. Sorry. I was just about to try to text Tristan. Sorry.
Ooh, what were you saying about that lobby?
It was
Clearly.
the lobby ghost.
Yeah, they didn't like
Yeah.
it. They're like, we don't like being public on the podcast.
Sounds great. I will reach out to the team, see what we can do about an overnight for you guys, and be back in touch.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna try to play it cool. I mean, that's fine. I mean, we get asked this stuff all the time.
It's fine. I mean, like if we can fit it in our busy schedules. Just kidding.
Squeeze it in.
We have no
We'll
life
try.
at all.
We'll
It's
try.
fine.
Like it's like happens back in like Native American times.
Oh, all right.
And so it's like, how long has the
I feel like you can't say Native because it's currently Native American times.
It happened back.
Like when America was founded.
It happened like back when America was becoming founded. It happened when America
Being discovered.
wasn't though. It was even before then.
Prehistoric?
No, because it was not. Native Americans have been a part of history.
No, I know.
So it wasn't prehistoric.
So are there Native Americans in the movie?
Yes, it's all
Okay.
about them. I don't see anybody like they're just Native Americans. It's not settlers coming in.
Okay, so it took place when it was like before any settlers came
Before
to America.
white people fucked shit up.
I'm just saying, like, it's still Native American times.
Making me sweat.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
even know how
okay.
to edit this in a way that. Do you want me to just leave it in?
No, okay, let's say. It's called The Prey, and we should definitely. Oh, shit, it's hot. Okay. What do you say? How do you say that?
Pre-colonialism.
You're a genius.
Thank you.
Okay.
It happened.
That
like,
does not sound natural, though. Okay. It takes place. Okay, hold on. I'll get it. That was so fun.
that was a lot of fun. Oh, they were so cool.
Oh, I'm hot. Yeah, they were great. They were perfect. They weren't like we're complete.
Yeah. Oh, we're still recording, but we're
Okay. I was
completely,
like,
we're off.
they were like douchebaggy ghost tour guides. They were like really cool ones.
It's going to be a blooper.
Make it one. It's fine.
Oh man. In state parks.
Ooh, weird. It'd
Yeah.
be really weird if they went missing in state parks.
Shut up.